Now, Israel has deployed new missile defense systems near its border with Lebanon, fearing strikes from Hezbollah. The Islamist group doesn't want its longtime ally, Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, to be toppled. And there's also speculation it might be willing to divert Western pressure away from him by launching an attack against Israel. RT's Paula Sleer reports now on how the delicate balance in the region could spill further out of control.
Things are quiet on the Israel-Lebanon border, but many suspect it's a lull before the storm, everything hinging on what happens in neighboring Syria and what Hezbollah decides to do with its stockpiles there.
Any opposition group that might take over in Syria will definitely consider Hezbollah as an enemy, as a threat. So for Hezbollah, it's the most logical thing to do, to transfer the weapon they put in Syria to Lebanon.
For years, Hezbollah found an ally in Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, and so it's no surprise they want him to stay in power. But if he goes, and those who are pressurizing him to do so would do well to remember this, the regional impact could be terrifying.
Syria, unlike Libya, is part of an alliance, and that alliance is very wide. It begins in Iran, some elements in Iraq's government are part of it, the Syrian regime, Hezbollah in Lebanon, Hamas in Gaza.
Western intelligence reports suggest Hezbollah has already started moving some of its advanced weaponry from its warehouses in Syria to its forces in Lebanon for fear that Assad will be toppled. But getting rid of him is one thing, dealing with the consequences quite another.
The situation in Syria is very complex, very volatile, very dangerous. The collapse of the Syrian government could engender great regional instability.
That could include a new war between Lebanon and Israel. Already the weapons Hezbollah has in its possession are able to strike almost any corner of the Jewish state. The new stockpiles in Lebanon would only aggravate an already tense situation.
As far as we know, Hezbollah has now accumulated around 45,000 missiles of various ranges. There is one of or part of them that in fact the range goes beyond 300 and about 350 kilometers, which according to them at least, they can reach the whole of Israel until Eilat in the south of the country.
Which is something Israelis know. These missiles originated in Syria. They found their way to Lebanon, and then they were fired by Hezbollah onto the Jewish state back in 2006. This museum was set up about a decade ago so that the IDF could display weapons, ammunition and items it had captured from Israel's enemies. On the ground, an almost ominous threat. The Lebanese, Palestinian and Hezbollah flags flying on the Israeli border. The message is clear. Here, no country is immune to what happens to its neighbor, and it won't take much to turn the region's precarious peace into all-out war. Paula Sleer, RT, Israel.